For somebody like myself who is constantly making audio demos to showcase guitar tones, and in the process writing pieces of music for these demos, it's very important that I have a large variety of different drum sounds at my disposal. Anybody who's watched my channel in the past knows I'm a huge fan of the folks over at Toontrack, and I feel that they make some of the most incredible virtual instruments available today. I constantly use their Easy Keys 2, their Easy Bass, and Superior Drummer 3. Well, they have recently just released in partnership with the incredible Elliot Scheiner, the state-of-the-art SDX for Superior Drummer 3. I was very excited when I heard about this, as Elliot has worked on some of my favorite albums, including Steely Dan's Asia and Gaucho. He's worked with Toto and many others in the industry, so I thought this is going to be right up my alley, and I was very excited to get my hands on this SDX to give it a run through, and that's just what I'm going to do today. In the interest of full disclosure, I have not been paid to do this video, but the folks at Toontrack have been kind enough to send over a complimentary copy for me to check out, to do this review, and to show you the ins and outs of what you're actually going to get with this SDX. So sit back, relax. I'm going to take you through exactly what we get with this. We're going to take a listen to some of the kits. We'll show the incredible groove library that's included, and we'll also take a listen to how these sound in a mix in one of my music demo productions. So first off, who is Elliot Scheiner, who Toontrack have partnered with to make this state-of-the-art SDX? Elliot is a true icon of the recording industry, a producer, recording engineer, mixing engineer who has an incredible discography working on such albums as Van Morrison's Moondance, Steely Dan's Asia and Gaucho, working on albums with Donald Fagen, Billy Joel, Toto, Boz Scaggs, Aerosmith, the Eagles, Fleetwood Mac, John Fogerty, the Foo Fighters, and the list goes on. As was mentioned already, a true icon in the recording industry. And how wonderful is it to be able to add drum sounds to our libraries that Elliot was able to add his magic to. So one thing I would like to point out is the Toontrack has one of the most incredible websites when you are trying to make a decision of whether one of their releases is something you want to add to your collection. Pretty much for any product page, and here I'm showing you the state-of-the-art SDX product page, they give us a rundown of what we get in it, who they worked with, and what their credentials are. But one of the most interesting things is we can come in here to where it says full productions and listen to the sounds of these in full productions in various styles. But not only that, we can isolate the kits and the presets as well, so that you can come down here to list live room Craftsman Kit. If we want to hear the live room with the Firebird Kit, here that is. The live room with the Teardrop Kit, and so on and so forth. So lots of examples here. And we can also go to the individual instruments and articulations, kicks, and you see that we can jump through the different sounds here, different velocity levels. So it really gives us a great idea of what we're getting before we actually jump in and make the purchase. Here are some of the snares, and we can jump around through those to get an idea of what we're dealing with. The toms, the hi-hats, the crashes, the rides, and so on and so forth. So they've done a really great job on their website to give us all the information of some great making of behind-the-scenes videos, interviews and questions with, in this case, Elliot Scheiner. And they also talk about what we actually get with this particular SDX. Now, speaking of what we get with this SDX, we want to talk a little bit about the rooms that were used. This was recorded in the Clubhouse studio, and you'll notice here they have some nice pictures of the actual rooms that were used. But we basically get the various kits in either a live room, a studio ISO booth, or the more intimate, the library. Now, not all kits we get are in each room. They've placed kits into the appropriate room to get the sounds that Elliot was looking for. So this brings us to the actual drum kits, and I want to give you a quick overview of what each kit is, and then let you hear a little snippet of some loops being played through those kits just on their default mixer settings. First up is the Craftsman Kit, and this is a Cravi Auto kit. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. The model is their ash kit, and the material is single ply ash, natural finish from the 2000s. Next up, we have the Firebird Kit, which is a Yamaha PHX kit, which is made of 11-ply Jatoba Kapoor maple. The finish is textured amber sunburst over buried ash, and this is from the 2010s. Next up is the Teardrop Kit. This is a Sonar vintage kit made of 9-ply beech, finished in silver sparkle from the 2020s. Next up is the Artisan Kit. This is also a Craviotto ash kit made of single-ply ash, natural finish with inlays, and this is from the 2000s. Next up is the Burgundy Kit. This is a Premier B202 outfit kit made of 3-ply mahogany with beech reinforcement rings. The finish is burgundy pearl, and it's from the 1960s. Next up is the Midnight Kit. This is a Ludwig Classic 3-ply mahogany poplar mahogany kit finished in a Galaxy Sparkle finish from the 1960s. Next up is the Moonlight Kit. It's a Gretsch stop sign 1970s kick and round badge 1960s toms, made of 6-ply maple gumwood, finished with a walnut lacquer finish for the kick and black nitron for the toms. This is from the 60s and 70s. Next up is the Combo Kit. This is a Ludwig Gretsch combo. It's going to be a Ludwig 3-ply maple kick with a Gretsch stop sign badge 1970s toms. These drums are made of maple, finished in black diamond pearl for the kick and walnut lacquer for the toms from the 1970s. So moving on over to take a look at this SDX within Superior Drummer 3, I've just called up the state of the art of the library room with the Moonlight Kit on one of Elliot Scheiner's presets, and more about presets shortly. But what I wanted to do is to show you this kit and some of the grooves that we get with this. So if we come over here, you see I have a large variety of different groove libraries here, but I want to go to the state of the art groove library, which is included with the purchase of the state of the art SDX. And you'll see here we get a nice variety of different grooves at our disposal. They're categorized into straight 8ths rock, funky swing 16ths, slow and groovy, halftime shuffle, 6/8 swing feel, halftime pop 16ths. Plus we have some for brushes, so songwriter brushes, loose rock brushes. When we open any one of these up, you'll see here it says straight 4/4. It gives us even more varieties. We have verse, hi-hat, basic. We can go through different varieties of those. We could move on to more advanced. So we can hear a little bit busier. We can go to more of the open hi-hats, or go to where we're utilizing some toms or the ride cymbals. And we can also go in and check out some fills. And as always, we can take any one of these, drag them down onto our timeline, where we can utilize them down there. We can shorten those up, or we can add different fills to it. So the sky's really the limit. We can also double click those and go right to a grid editor where we can really go in and fine tune anything about any of those grooves. So it really is a sky is the limit situation. We can grab any one of these depending on the style and time signature that we want. And we can do as we see fit to get those to work with the different drums within the state-of-the-art SDX. One of my favorite things about these different SDX libraries is the different presets that we receive, which are going to basically allow us to have basically a mix-ready sound that's going to be very close to maybe what we want for the end product without having to futz about too much with it. So if we go over to our mixer tab, you can see here that I have a very small mixer setting here on this particular preset, which was an Elliot Scheiner preset called Tight More Reverb. And he's basically EQ'd, added reverb as he sees fit to get this particular kit working the way he wanted for this sound. And I think it sounds great. Now, there are a lot of different presets at our disposal. There's a default preset, which you've already heard when I was showing examples of each of the different kits. But we also have a full series from Elliot Scheiner, from just clean kits to Toontrack's own presets as well. And depending on which particular library we're utilizing, we're going to have quite a number of presets that we can choose from. So what I thought would be a good idea to show just how great these presets can be is I figured I would take a short demo that I've used in the past to showcase some of my guitar tones and just drop in the various Elliot Scheiner presets without doing anything else to them in the mix, just to let you hear what taking these presets, dropping them into an existing mix is going to sound like and how quickly it can get us up and running. So for the next little bit, I will have them labeled at the bottom. You can hear how the various Elliot Scheiner presets that are included with the state-of-the-art SDX work together in the mix. what did you guys think of that? I hope that I covered everything, and I hope that that was enough information to give you a good overview of what you get with what I feel is an incredible addition to the Superior Drummer 3 SDX library. The link will be below over to the Toontrack site if you're so inclined. As I mentioned, their website is absolutely spectacular. Gives you all the information you need to make a really great informed decision before buying this. And adding it to your Superior Drummer 3 collection, I don't think personally that you will be disappointed. These sound incredible, and I know I, for one, am going to be getting a lot of use out of these in upcoming demos that I'm going to be doing. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Head over to the Toontrack site, check that out. Please like my video, share it with anybody you think would get use or enjoyment out of watching it, and also please subscribe to my channel. Hit the little bell notification to get notified when I put new content out. I'll be back very soon with some more. Thank you guys again so much for tuning in. Ciao for now.